with their hands up. Okay, come on. Sorry, everybody.
It's so good to see you all today. It's been a lovely surprise. I hope you've all had a nice drink and a few nibbles, and there will be some cake, as we said. So a special welcome to you all today.
I was supposed to originally be doing the final blessing for this, but I have to go away quite early because tomorrow my granddaughter's being baptised. And so today I'm kind of going around collecting people from stations, and I'm also collecting this fish. A friend of mine in Scotland fishes, and he caught this fantastic, huge salmon. And so I went on this trip, I took my mum to go and collect it, and my mum is very ill at the moment, she's dying, and this was a sort of day off from thinking about those things, and we had this fantastic jaunt, and it was really exciting, it was a lovely day, we were thinking about the baptism, and when we came back the phone rang, and this was last night, her sister had died, and my aunt passed away last night, which was a real shock to my mum because she thought she would be next. And I was thinking, well, that's kind of where we all are, all of us here, somewhere between the baptism salmon and the funeral ham. That's where we're all sitting, and that's the journey that we're all on. And you help us face it and think about, in Ireland, a lot of my family from Ireland, you talk a lot about making a good death. And when it gets down to it, that is the business of our life, isn't it? To make a good death, and that is what you help us to do. And the measure of us is just how we embrace that death. Because we are all mortal, and the great commonality of humanity is that fact that we will all face that, and that we all want the same things from it. We all want to die with the right things said. We all want to die with not too much pain so that we have enough time to think and to say goodbyes. And we all want to stay with our family around us. So you've got a fantastic African saying on your website, which is if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you go together. And you help us to go together.
But we now come to our key speaker. We have Dr. Anne Merriman, who's going to tell us the Hospice Africa story. Dr. Anne.
The compassion that we bring to Africa, it started here in Liverpool and is maintained very much by our volunteers who are the board and the people in the shops and all of you who have helped us over the years. And he was first sick in that should be August, 2013. And he lives about 5 hours by bus from the nearest place he can get chemotherapy, which is in Kampala. And his father's a farmer and the mother a trader, and they have 3 children, he's the middle one. But the youngest baby is only 5 months, so the mother never came to Kampala, she stayed back with the 6-year-old and the baby of 5 months. And he deteriorated, and he was obviously very close to death in March, and he was seeing his ancestors and speaks to them, and this is quite common when people are coming towards the end of their life, that they see people that have already gone ahead of them. And the mother decided that this was because he was bewitched, and that this sickness would only be cured by going to a witch doctor. Now the father was a devout Christian, and he was finding this difficult, but she threatened to kill him if the child died without seeing the witch doctor. And these are the kind of things that come into working in a different culture. You meet different kinds of beliefs, which are very real to the people themselves, and we have to empathise with them. And the witch doctor charged a lot. In fact, she did eventually take him, and it cost 400,000 shillings, which is an awful lot of money for them. It's the price of a cow. And in fact, the poor father had given away the whole farm, sold the farm, and sold every cow to look after Joel. So he had nothing left, and he just kept travelling up and down with Joel for chemotherapy and a promise of surgery, because he had a tumour of the kidney, and they thought they'd take it out. So when I came back from being abroad in July, this is the way he was looking. You can see that his tummy is quite swollen. And even there he looks like a man with a beer belly, but in fact it was full of fluid, and it was due to the cancer. And that's him with some of the children at daycare that have bikes and cycling around hospice. And we said goodbye to Joel on the 11th of September. He actually went home to die. He went on that 5-hour journey and he died about a week later. And, you know, he was told very abruptly, at least the father was told in front of the child, it's no use us giving him any more chemotherapy, it's a waste of money. And that was terrible. And so all these things come in when somebody is dying, and it's so important that we're there to protect the patients from things like this.
Thank you very much. It's a delight to be here and to represent Hospice Africa Uganda. And I'm speaking on behalf of the whole team out there in Uganda, from the people who help clean the place, to the practitioners, the nurses, the doctors, and the new leadership team who have taken on the leadership of Hospice from me. And that's 3 people who are doing very dedicated and doing a tremendous job. And what they say is, heartfelt congratulations to Hospice Africa UK for reaching the impressive milestone of 21 years of service. Hospice Africa UK and Hospice Africa Uganda have been partners throughout this time, supporting the needs of patients across Africa, across Uganda and further. This partnership has supported the provision of palliative care to thousands of patients. Over 23,000 patients during this period of time, and supported the education of hundreds of students.
So I'd like to share one thing with you before I go, which is a little poem by Seamus Heaney. It's called The Cure at Troy, and it's from Seamus Heaney's play about Philoctetes, who, on his way to the war at Troy, was bit by a snake, and the wounds smelled so bad that they dropped him off at the island of Lemnos and just left him. And then after 10 years, they realised they weren't winning this war, and a prophecy told them they had to go back and get Philoctetes. And what a story is that to tell us about death and suffering, that they tried to hide this guy away, but found that they were incomplete and unable to achieve anything if they didn't take the weakest and the smelliest and the most unsightly along with them. So this is from The Cure at Troy. Human beings suffer, they torture one another, they get hurt and get hard. No poem or play or song can fully right a wrong inflicted and endured. History says don't hope on this side of the grave. But then once in a lifetime, the longed-for tidal wave of justice can ride up, and hope and history rhyme. So hope for a great sea change on the far side of revenge. Believe that a further shore is reachable from here. Believe in miracles and cures and healing wells. Call miracle self-healing, the utter self-revealing, the double take of feeling. If there's fire on the mountain and lightning and storm, and a God speaks from the sky, that means that someone is hearing the outcry and the birth cry of new life at its term. It means that once in a lifetime, justice can rise up and hope and history rise.